Hello, good morning, friends. Today we are going to see a video lecture on universal human values and professional ethics. Now, it is a course for well-being. I am Professor Sheetal, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, MSE&IT, Maths University. So, the topics on which we are going to see in this lecture, they are as shown in the screen, that is introductory concepts of universal human values. Okay, so the main highlights, the major concepts here that we'll be dealing are understanding the needs, basic guidelines, content and process for value education. Secondly, self-exploration. Now, what is the meaning of self-exploration? How it is actuated, what are its content, and what is its process? Followed by which is natural acceptance and the experimental validation as the mechanism for self-exploration. Okay. Nextly, we are going to see continuous happiness and prosperity, a look at the basic human aspirations. Lastly, right understanding, relationship, and physical facilities. Now, these are the basic requirements for fulfillment of the aspirations of a basic human being with the correct priority. So to begin with, let's see what are the universal human values. Now, as you know, value. What is the meaning of value? Value means to be worth of, or in a larger context, what we can say, it relates the importance in a larger perspective. Now, for personal values. The personal values of individual are developed early in the life from beginning, that is from family, friends, school, media, and other sources within the society through which we come across during our lifetime. Similarly, human values. Now, the human values are defined as those values which help men to live in harmony with the rest of the world. Now, what's the meaning of harmony? Harmony is means to be in unison with all the entities in this world. Now, value can differ from culture to culture, even person to person. Now, in a nutshell, what we can say, universal human values are same to all the human beings for all the times and regions. Now, for example, what we can see, love, kindness, justice, peace, honesty, respect, etc. These are all the universal human values. Okay. Later on, when we move across, in the next slide, you can see we are going to focus on the value education. What is, in fact, the meaning of value education? Now, what are its basic concept? So, in other words, what we infer through the value education. Okay. Now, the education which can teach the importance of human values and transform a person accordingly. That is the whole soul motto of the value education. As it is widely said, according to C.V. Good, value education is the aggregate of all the process by means of which a person develops abilities, attitudes, and other forms of behavior of the positive values in the society in which he lives. Okay, so moving on further, we focus on the introductory concepts. Firstly, we are going to see what is the meaning of need. Now, the purpose of education is development of an all-round, well-balanced personality of the students, those who are going to become a professional graduates. As for BTech course, they will be the upcoming technocrats. But nowadays, more emphasis is unduly laid on knowledge-based and information-oriented education, which takes care of only the intellectual development of the students. Now, consequently, the other aspect of their personality, like physical, emotional, social, and spiritual, are not properly developed. Hence, value education is required for developing the value system among the pupils. Okay. So moving on further, what is the method through which value education is helpful? So you can see value education enables us to do the following aspects. That is, firstly, it enables us to understand our needs and visualize our goals correctly, and also indicate the direction for their fulfillment. Secondly, it enables us to understand the importance of complementarity of values and skills. Next, value education helps us to evaluate our beliefs and assumed values. Lastly, science and technology can only help to provide the means to achieve what is considered valuable. It cannot provide the competence of deciding what really is valuable. Value education can do this. Similarly, the basic guidelines for the value educations can be, there are the following guidelines for the value education. Firstly, universal. Universal means it belongs to everything, each and everybody. It needs to be applicable to all the human beings, irrespective of the caste, creed, nationality, religion, etc., for all the times and regions. Next, rational. It has to be based on reasoning and not based on dogmas or blind beliefs. Next, naturally acceptable. Naturally acceptable, it has to be naturally acceptable to the human being that it leads to happiness. Next is verifiable. It needs to be verifiable on the basis of experience, all encompassing. It needs to be cover all the dimensions, that is thoughts, behavior, work, realization, and all the levels of living. There are, as you already know, there are four different levels of living. That is firstly on the level of individual, secondly the level of family, next is level of society, and lastly the level of nature and existence of the human life and profession. Now, leading to harmony, it has targeted the harmony within the individual, among human beings, to the world as a nature. Next, objectives of value education. So, what are the main objectives that value education focuses on? Now, the main objective of value education is to inculcate the essential values among the student through education. Now, speaking frankly, traditionally, all the objectives of value education were based on religion, philosophy earlier, but now its basis is secular and universal. The objectives for value education may be taken up as following. Firstly, full development of child's personality in its physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual aspect. Secondly, inculcation of good manners of responsible and cooperative citizen. Okay. Nextly, developing respect for dignity of individual and society. Next is inculcation of a spirit of patriotism and national integration, developing a democratic way of thinking and living, developing tolerance towards different religious faiths, developing sense of brotherhood at social, national, and international levels. Next, helping peoples to have faith in themselves and in some supernatural power that is supposed to control this universal and human life. Next, enabling peoples to make decision on the basis of sound moral principles. Next, evolving the evaluation criteria on the value education. So this is not the exhaustive list. Other important aspects are also there. Next, moving on further. Next, we are going to see the self-exploration. What is the meaning of self-exploration? What is content? How to experience or how to validate this self-exploration. Now, in a nutshell, what we can say about self-exploration is that self-exploration is the process of investigating within ourselves and finding out what is right and valuable to us. It is a process of identifying our innateness and moving towards self-organization and self-expression. Okay, so what is in fact the need of the self-exploration? So the purpose of self-exploration can be depicted as it is a process of dialogue between what you are and what you really want to be. Through dialogue with oneself, one can understand the actual present situations of self as well as surroundings. So when a person becomes capable of know and understand what is the truth, and his self-exploration starts. He redefines his relationship with other units which are existing in this nature with his personality. He understands the self and the human values and lives accordingly with harmony with self and with the entire existence. Okay.